Let's start with a test.
Say this sentence.
Now, listen to a native speaker say it.
You good with them?
Do they sound like you? Are they missing something? Or maybe your English has something extra? If you're like most people who have been learning English for a very long time, you learned a version of English in school that you're having some trouble finding in real life in North America. Now, if your goal is just to speak English, then
This honestly is not the video for you.
however, if you want to speak natural English that doesn't come from a textbook from the 90s, the concept that you need to explore more is reduction. Not to worry though, I have a fix for you, and it's as simple as using an eraser. Before I tell you more though, you have to be brave. This may go against everything you've learned for years. It may feel wrong to you, offensive, terrifying. Also, this is less common for situations like meetings and interviews. It's more common with friends and family. We are going to remove the verb
To be.
I know you need the verb to be to make the present continuous or the
Past continuous or the future continuous for passive voice to start questions.
stop. Think of the verb to be as a wall in your house. It has a function, maybe to separate a room or to hold some weight. But if you have the right structure around it, you can actually tear down some of that wall and still keep your house standing. The verb to be also has a function, but it often doesn't really have a meaning on its own. For instance, if I say the word orange, you probably think of the color or even the fruit. When I say am, you may not even be sure what to think of. Let me know if you think of something actually in the comments. So, when the verb to be disappears, the meaning of the sentence doesn't really get lost because there's no real meaning that is affected. So, to go back to our original example, instead of hearing, "Are you good with them?" a native speaker may just say, "You good with them?"
You good with them?
Or they may even actually say, "You good with them?" You go with them, but you can learn more about contractions and reduced pronouns here. Now, this reduction of the verb to be is especially common with yes-no questions, where traditionally the first word is to be. Here's a quick example. See if you can change this without the verb to be faster than me. Are you tired? You tired? Are they coming? They coming? Is he being annoying? He being annoying? Notice too that the stress is usually pretty heavy on the last word
Like he being annoying?
They tired?
versus on the first word, your subjects like your theys or he's. You'll also see that the verb to be often just loses a vowel sound, but may maintain the last consonant. To give you an example, is might just become an S sound. So for instance, instead of saying what is your name, you may just hear what's your name, or there's my hat, instead of saying there is my hat. Also, R oftentimes just becomes an sound. So for instance, instead of saying there are so many toys, you are more likely to hear there are so many toys. Or instead of saying when are you coming, you may just hear when are you coming. Be careful with these reductions though, because was and were
Do not.
contract. I was late stays I was late, or they were late stays they were late. So let's practice. I'm going to give you a sentence to say, then play for you an audio of a native speaker. Compare the differences between how they say it and how you say it.
Where's the answer?
There are four major areas.
What's your problem?
What are you talking about?
If you're really interested in reductions and sounding natural with them, here's a video you need.